Have you ever wondered what it takes to produce a prize-winning show cow? Hi, my name's Verano. I'm from Okeechobee, Florida, and I'm the president of the Udder Bunch 4-H Club. Seems how the topic of the 2020 Florida State Fair Skill-a-thon is reproduction, my demonstration is on how to visually evaluate a dairy cow, how to select a bull for reproduction, the tools needed for artificial insemination, and finally, how to artificially inseminate a dairy cow. So let's go ahead and head outside under the barn and visually evaluate one of my dairy cows. So this is my show cow Maggie. She's about 3 years old, and today we're going to be doing some visual evaluations of her traits. So if we take a quick look down here, we could improve upon her udder composite. You see, we could tighten up her fore udder attachments and her rear udder attachments a little bit. Also, we could improve upon her dairy character. She could be a little more angular over her top line and also in her withers and pins. We also might want to fix up her rear feet and legs a little bit. You see, she's a little bit posty-legged, so we might want to improve upon that. Also, her overall type, she could look a little bit better throughout. So now that we have taken a note of a few of these things we'd like to improve upon her, let's go ahead inside and pick a bull out for her. So now that we're back here in the office, we're going to go ahead and take a look at a bull that I've bred Maggie to in the past. You can find all different kinds of bulls to fit your needs in paperback catalogs or catalogs online from multiple different semen companies. So here we have the bull that I bred Maggie to. I removed his name for copyright purposes. But you could see that he is a red carrier, and he also has some red and white Holstein in his ancestry. But if we move over here to see his stature and his dairy form and his strength and body depth, these are all very high numbers. He also has high numbers in rear feet and legs, foot angle, and his feet and leg score, and also his rear udder attachment. You can see those are also very high numbers. These high numbers should improve Maggie's offspring. If you don't quite understand what all these numbers mean, I recommend you talk to your local semen representative. He can tell you all about it. So now that we have a bull picked out, let's talk about some of the tools you'll need to artificially inseminate your cow. Right here we have our semen tank. This holds the semen at negative 320 degrees Fahrenheit in some liquid nitrogen. To get those straws of semen out, we'll want to use some tweezers. This is for cleanliness and to prevent us from burning our fingers on that really cold liquid nitrogen. We'll also need a thermos. This keeps water at 95 degrees Fahrenheit to thaw the semen in. Right here is a thermometer and another type right here. And this is to make sure that our water is at the right temperature for thawing. We will want to leave our straws of semen in that water for 45 seconds to make sure it's thawed correctly. This is a straw of semen, also known as a French straw. You won't be able to see it, but on here is some writing, and this is all the information of the bull that filled this semen. You'll want to keep that information written down for record keeping, so you know which bull has been bred to which cow. This is a straw cutter. This cuts your straws to open them. If you don't have access to one of these, you can also just use a pair of scissors. You'll also want to have some paper towels handy to keep things nice and clean. This is called a breeding gun. This is used to hold the semen and also to deposit it into the cow. And this is a sheet. This goes over top of the breeding gun to make sure it stays nice and sanitary. You'll also want to have a breeding glove. This makes sure your arm stays nice and clean. And a eye loop. This is to lubricate the cow while breeding her. And finally, some tail chalk. This is just to mark your cows so you know which ones have been bred. So now that we've been over these tools, let's throw on some coveralls and go out and breed a cow. Alright, we have this cow here. We went ahead and verified that she's in heat, and we picked out a good bull for her, so let's go ahead and breed her. Right now we're going to go ahead and grab the straw of semen for her. Go ahead and open up the water heater. Shake and throw it in the water heater. And now we're going to go ahead and wait 45 seconds. I'll cut the video so you don't have to wait that long. Now that it's been 45 seconds, we can grab a nice clean paper towel, pull the semen out of the water. Place it like this and dry it off. Now we're going to grab our breeding gun and insert the straw of semen into the gun. Like this. Now we'll grab our scissors and cut the end off the straw of semen. After you've done this, you're going to grab your sheath and slide it over the end of the gun. Make sure you get it all the way down, snug to the bottom. Then you can place a paper towel over the end and insert it back into your pants. That's to keep it nice and warm. Now you're going to grab a clean glove you're going to put this on and apply some lubricant. Come over to your cow. And when we're doing this, we're going to feel for the cervix. We'll go ahead and wipe off her vulva. Now we can insert the gun and we're going to follow it down all the way to the cervix. Then you're going to pass the gun through the cervix, and once you've done that, you're going to slowly press the plunger in. Slowly pull it out. And there, you've bred your cow. Then you can take your breeding glove off. Make sure you throw it away. And now you're going to take the number on that straw of semen and write it down for records. And also, you can take your tail chalk and remark your cow. And in about 35 days, we can come back to this cow and palpate her to check if we got her bred. Hopefully we did. This is Frances. She's the daughter of Maggie and the bull we looked at. Notice her red color? I pointed that gene out earlier. She's made significant improvements into stature, angularity, and her rear feet and legs. We'll have to wait till she has her first calf to see how her mammary system turned out. In conclusion, we talked about how to visually evaluate a dairy animal, how to pick a bull to breed that animal to based on the visual evaluation, how to artificially inseminate a dairy animal, and finally, the tools needed for artificial insemination. Artificial insemination is not the only way to breed a dairy animal. There's in vitro fertilization, embryo transfer, and even cloning. I hope you learned something in this video. Thank you.